I made a mistake going to see this movie. Let me tell you why. And let me tell you what the mistake was. The mistake was not going to see the movie. The mistake was going to see this movie without my wife, who loves horror, who loves scary movies, who loves things like this. That was the mistake I made. I was not going to go see this movie at first because I had never heard of it. I didn't even see it advertised. I don't know. Maybe I'm not on social media like I should be, but I didn't see it advertised. And I was just like, okay, what is this? The movie I'm talking about is, you saw from the title, Obsession. Now, this is a supernatural, psychological horror movie that I think was made in 2025, and it had a 2026 theatrical release. The writer, director, and the editor is Curry Barker. The main cast: Michael Johnson is Bear, Inde Navarrette as Nikki Freeman. I'm gonna talk a lot about her. And Ian was Cooper Tomlinson as Ian, Megan Lawless as Sarah, and Andy Richter as Carter. I hope I didn't massacre that name. Andy Richter, right? Yeah. And the genre of this movie is supernatural horror, psychological horror, dark romance, horror tragedy. I don't know, whatever we want to call it, because this was on May 15th. And the basic plot of this movie is that Bear is a shy music store employee who has a huge crush on his co-worker and childhood friend Nikki, and instead of telling her how he feels, he uses a mysterious object called the One Wish Willow to make her love him, right? But the wish technically works, but it twists Nikki's love into something that's real obsessive, hence the name, real terrifying and really unnatural. Now, let me tell you something. First thing, the movie takes, for me, it took a few minutes to warm up. But that slow start is setting a trap. It is setting a trap for you, like it did for me. Second, once the wish happens, the movie flips from awkward crush story into disturbing supernatural horror. I mean, disturbing to me. Like, I haven't seen something, and I watched tons of. I've been watching horror since I was a child. My mom used to send me to the video store, and with $5, and I was able to get two movies, one for me, one for her. And she always wanted a Charles Bronson movie, and I always wanted something horror. The guy at the video store already knew, oh, you want the horror? Yeah, hey, we got this. We got the new Freddy Krueger or whatever. This was years ago, back when we had video stores. And anyway, so once the wish happens, the movie gets crazy. I'm talking about the way they filmed this was so incredibly amazing. I don't know what other word I can use. The way they set this up, I mean, I don't know if I'm gonna have anything negative to say, spoiler alert, but the way they set up everything was so crazy. Like, they really put work. They must have not done anything the whole time that they were recording this. They must have just focused on this movie. Like, they didn't talk to their families. They didn't do anything, because there is no, like, this is better than a big budget movie. This wasn't a big budget. Look at the cast. Look at the cast. Okay, look at this cast. I don't really know any of these people. Like, maybe I should. Maybe they've been in other movies, big actors, but I really don't. And nothing wrong with that, because to me, they're superstars. The third point is that Inde Navarrette's performance as Nikki is the reason that the movie, everybody's performance is great, but her character just works. It's just perfect. Her character is perfect. She makes Nikki scary, sad, funny, super duper uncomfortable at many times, and iconic all at the same time. Right? And I think we see in real time, as you're watching this, the birth of a new horror icon. She created this girl right here, this actress. I'm telling you, you're going to come back to the video a few years from now when she's at Comic-Con, and when they have, Nikki, costumes for Halloween. You're going to come back. You're going to be like, damn, he was right. She created an icon. I'm going to put her up there. You got the Kings, Freddy, Leatherface, Jason Voorhees, Pinhead, You know what I mean? Michael Myers. And then some of the newer ones, you got Megan, you got Terrifier, a bunch of other people. I'm sorry if I missed you, but I guarantee you Nikki's gonna be up there with them. Nikki's gonna be up there with them because she created a terrifying monster. And this scene right here, if you haven't seen the movie, where it was slow was right before this scene. It was kind of like I was like this right before this scene. I was like this, like, oh man, is this gonna be? I thought it was gonna be just a movie where she gets obsessed with him and she's sabotaging his job, keying his car, like regular obsessive things, just going a little extra, and then they were gonna call the cops and they were gonna take her to a mental institution at the end. That's where I thought the movie was gonna go. That's why when I was like, why do they call it horror? You know what I mean? Like, it's just kind of psychological. I thought it was gonna be that, but from this scene right here, I knew something was different because in the way they filmed this, where from the beginning to right up to this part, because in this part he's driving her home because she needs a ride home. She's like, right before that she's like, hey, who has cash? This is how I knew that she's the alpha of the group. This is how I knew that she's the outgoing alpha, the leader of that pack, because she's like, hey, who has money, who has cash? And then one of her friends like, oh, I have a 20, and she just grabs it from her, and then her friend, you hear her in the background going like, well, okay, I guess you can have it. Like, she didn't want her to have it, but she just took it, and it's okay because it's Nikki. You gotta let Nikki do what Nikki does, right? And then she went in, she gave the money to a homeless guy. So she's not a bad person in the beginning. She's a regular, very outgoing girl, whatever. And then he had already bought, he went to the store and he bought that One Wish Willow. Cat died. He tells her, she's like, oh my God, I'm so sorry, when they were at the bar or whatever. And then he gave her that ride home. Now, right here, she's asking him, like, she asked him a question I thought was interesting. And I was like, how are they going to flip this? Because she clearly didn't feel for him like he did for her. So she asked him, do you like me? Or something to that extent. Something like, hey, how do you feel about me? Or whatever. And she made a reference like, ugh, like, yeah, like if, hey, me and you were like brother and sister, so, ugh, like that was the vibe that she was giving. So he was like, oh, whatever. And he's like, oh, I have something for you. I want to give you something, whatever. And then right here is when she was getting out of the car, I believe. This scene, somewhere in this scene, but this is part of it. Notice how, and this is what I mean, that they filmed it so perfectly. You notice how her face is lit. It's really clean. It's pretty. She's a beautiful woman, but it's pretty. Her hair is nice, and she's very lit. That's important. How you see how she's lit, the lighting. So this is regular Nikki. And the moment he makes that wish, I wish that Nikki loved me, or whatever it was, bam, and he breaks that willow. She had already walked to her house, which is back there, to like her door. So she had to walk up these stairs like 3 or 4 steps, and there's a light, right, that comes down. And they pulled it was like a pull-out shot, right, where you see the side of the car, you see him sitting, and then you could see past the car, so you could see her balcony there, right? And that part, that's where I said, the way that shot looked, I said, oh, this is different. Right, the movie changed right there. This actress, Nikki, this woman, she's standing on the porch, right? But then she's even the way she's standing, it may seem normal, but it wasn't normal to me. It didn't seem like that's not the same girl that walked up the stairs. She was standing, and it was like you just saw like kind of a shadow, like her silhouette, because it was where she was standing was giving her a shadow, and you see it, and you're like, whoa, something's different, right? And it's great the way that she made it look like she was still Nikki, but you can tell something's different now. Something's different about her. She walks up to the car, and then she kind of says some things, and then she gets back in, and she's like, oh, my dad has cancer and blah blah blah. And she's like, trying to like find a way to still spend time with him. So that's when you know, okay, something's different. This wish might have came true, which I wasn't expecting that. I thought it was going to be something different. I didn't think it was going to be like, I didn't think really it was going to take a supernatural turn like that. But it took a supernatural turn. And this is why I say, from that moment on, this character here, this Inde Navarrette who plays Nikki changes. She comes back into that car like a whole different actress, like a whole different person. It is not the same person from Act 1 or from the first few minutes of the movie. Not the same person. I don't know if they took months between shots, but she just completely changed from the moment she walked up to her steps and then he made the wish. And I guess it took like a minute to hit her to when she turned around and was like, okay, I'm Nikki. I'm Nikki. Like the Nikki that I'm terrified of right now. And I know because I had somebody who it wasn't to this extent, thank the Lord, but I had somebody that was I had a situation like this. So years and years and years ago. But from then on, it's just things that happen. And let's look at some of these stills. Let me tell you what was creepy. Let's look at some pictures that I think, some of the faces that this woman made, some of the things she did that was just super creepy. For example, right? This right here. When she was doing this, not because the blood, is because the way she acted during that moment, she didn't need to overreact that way. In the party, I think this is the party scene when they had that get together. It was like boys' night out or whatever. I think she, the way that she was overreacting and the faces that she was making were just so unnatural and creepy as hell, man, that I was just like, what the hell? This scene here. I don't know if they have a shot of it. Okay. Is this the one where she's in the restaurant? Yes. Okay. She's wearing this. Let me use this one here because I can't find one exact. Okay. I found two. This right here, right? This shot here where she gets up and I think she sat down and she, if you remember, I think it was Get Out when the lady was like, no, 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 no. She did something similar, but she did it her way. And it was just, I was like, yo, this is so unnerving. I don't even want to talk. I don't even want to talk to anyone after this. I don't want to talk. I don't want anyone near me. I was like, I felt so uneasy. I felt like uncomfortable. I was, the way she said no, I don't know why. And then this right here, when she got up and she was like, she was going nuts. And then even this, look, there's a part here, this right here. It may not seem like anything, but they put these shots in so good. Like he's in the, he's on the phone and she gets up like, okay, what's he doing? She's obsessed. I need to know what he's doing. I want to know what he's doing. He's the love of my life. He can't do anything without me. I need to know everything that's going on in his life. So this is the part where he's talking to his friend and his boy. His boy tells him that, yo, Nikki's dad isn't like, cause they find it weird that the whole thing of the movie is that he likes her, but he's so shy and he can't talk to her. So now his friends find it weird that from one night, not even one whole day, not even a week, one night to the other, they're dating. I would too. That's another reason that made this movie so, hard hitting, is that it's real. Like I would feel the same way if my friend, if we were like in a friend circle and there was one of the girls in the friend circle that, one of my friends liked, and then all of a sudden she never liked him, she never showed any affection to him, she, we're just friends, whatever. And then from one night to the other, all of a sudden they're dating, they're just full-blown dating. Yeah, I'd be like, yo, what the hell's going on? Hold on. I would think that she's up to something. And that's exactly what the movie was. That was the lane that they put the friends in. The friends were like, okay, this is Nikki, she's our friend, but she's up to something. And Nikki isn't as nice as everybody thinks she is. She has skeletons in her closet, you know. Now, regular Nikki, everybody has skeletons in their closet, but regular Nikki just had regular skeletons in her closet. She lied about a few things here and there, but she wasn't this. Like, this is a different character. This Nikki. This is a monster. This is different. The Nikki from Act 1, from the first scene, was a different person. This right here is terrifying. Terrifying. This is the Nikki you do not want to mess with. You don't want to mess with this one, right? And there is, okay. Oh, okay. Oh my God. I don't even know how they did this. This bothered me. This bothered me a lot. This one bothered me a lot. And I'm talking about the way she's frowning on the right side. Not even, like, obviously the one on the left, I think, is a doll. It's obviously, I think it's a prop they use in the movie, because there's a part where she's in the shadow and you kind of see this, and that bothered me. That, oh my God, I'm getting chills right now just talking about it. But the one on the right bothered me. The way she did that frown, like, I was like, yo, what the fuck is going on with this chick, man? This thing was unreal, bro. Like, this was a good movie. This movie was very, very well done. Very well done. Extremely. I mean, it just built up, and then the ending. And usually movies like this, and this is a lower budget movie, movies like this normally build up and then they'll crash somewhere. This one didn't crash. This one was hugging the road. You know what I mean? And the ending was perfect. The ending was crazy, because the ending, I knew kind of where they were going. Because I went to film school too. I've never filmed a movie, but I went to film school too. And we did all the studying and everything on how to, make movies, write movies, edit, all that. And I said to myself, I put myself in the shoe of a writer or director. And I said, well, this is how I would end it. I was thinking in my head, this is how I would end it. And the things that I was thinking of were lining up. They were like, okay, he's going to go over here. Obviously, he's made a wish, right? So obviously, the way to fix it is to unwish, or wish that you didn't do that, or whatever. You know what I mean? But it's a one wish willow. You only get one. So you have to get somebody else to make the wish. So he'd have to, let's just say I was one of his friends. Hey, Ralph, can you wish that I never wished the one, that I had never gotten the one wish willow, or that I never made the wish, right? Which is what he did. That's what I predicted in my head. I said, this is how I would do it, because I don't see any other way of ending this unless you kill her or she kills him, or whatever the case may be. And yeah, he went back to the store, and that store scene was awesome, because the guy in the store owner, or the guy working in the store, was like, he was all weird about it. He's like, hey, did you call the 1-800 number? And then, and like, he was like all nonchalant. Like, the guy came in with blood. It's like he knew what this what this thing causes, and he knew that he's going through some turmoil because he had gotten it and made a wish, and now it's all crazy, right? Like, he knew, and it's just natural. Like, other people have done this. Other people have come in and gotten that, and they've gone through their hell, and he's just used to it. He's like, it's right there. He told them, oh, we don't have any more, or whatever. Or he's like, nah, it's there. It's right there. There was like 2 left. So he bought, I think he bought 2 of them, actually. He bought 2 of them, because, spoiler alert, there's a spoiler coming. Just like I thought would happen, he goes to his friend and says, hey, I need you to unwish this. I can't do it myself. He tried to, but he couldn't break it. He tried, because he already made one wish. It's a one wish willow. So he gives it to his friend. His friend, of course, doesn't believe him, because who's going to believe somebody that says, yo, I made a wish, she loves me, she's obsessed, blah, 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 whatever. Yeah, it's all the supernatural things happening to him. Mind you, this was after one of the most horrific killing scenes I'd ever seen. I was not expecting. This is why I say she's an icon. The way she killed, oh my goodness, the way she killed that girl was, I was just like, yo, the way she killed that girl, I was not expecting that. I was expecting a stab. I knew something was gonna happen there, just because, obviously she's obsessed with him. She's like unnaturally obsessed with him, and the other girl is now showing a love interest to him. And we saw what happened. If you saw it, you saw what happened at the party when they were playing that game where he had to kiss the other girl and all that. You saw what happened there. So anyway, the ending, I kind of knew that was happening. They did really ended well. I knew it was gonna go that way. I just didn't know how they were gonna do it. I just didn't know exactly what lane they were gonna take, and they took an awesome lane with the pills, and then I also knew he had that other One Wish Willow, and I said, yo, he doesn't have it in the room with him. He has it outside. I knew what was gonna happen. The minute I said, oh my God, he left it outside. But then I was like, wait a minute. He just took the pills, and you can see, and those who saw it know what I'm talking about. You can see where he takes the pills, because the only way to end it is to kill himself. I think it was either kill her or kill himself, something like that. I think this is so supernatural that I think that if he would have just killed her, it would have been some Pet Cemetery type thing. I don't know why. Maybe not. Maybe I'm overthinking, but he's like, okay, I gotta kill myself. He can't do it with the gun, so he does it with the pills. I think his cat's medicine or something. He does it with the pills. He takes a whole bunch, and then where you see it change again, the spoiler, where you see it change, and you saw it, and again, the actors, he did amazing job, because he takes the pills, and just like people, when people who try to do that at the last minute, usually it's just a feeling you have for the moment, but then you're like, oh my God. He puts his fingers in his mouth, but then you kind of see like where he like you kind of see, this is where she got a hold of that willow and made that wish. Nikki got a hold of that, because you see where he's like, and he kind of jumps into another, and then he comes out and he smiles at her and he holds her and whatever. But then, the pills kick in and he passes. And what happens when somebody dies? The spell's broken. And again, amazing how she did this was amazing, man. Like, she's a really good actress, because she was Nikki, this monster, the whole, like, from when she turned to that part where she's at the end, and then you can see her turn back to the Nikki from the beginning. Even with the blood on her, with the blood and everything, and she starts crying, because she's like, oh my God, where, and I take it as because she does it like, when she snapped back to that reality, her last memory, her last normal Nikki memory, was when she was in the car with him right before he made the wish. So to her, she was going to her house. She was getting out of a car to go home. That was her last memory, her last normal human memory. So she obviously she wakes up. There's bodies everywhere. Her friends, oh my God. And I mean, it was, her friend is sitting there, and if you've seen it, you already know what I'm talking about. The guy's laying there, the other guys got shot, and crazy. But she was able to turn back into the Nikki from the beginning, which was amazing. Amazing. This movie just really knocked it out the box for me, man. This is a movie that I think you really have to see, and this review is going really long, but you really have to go see this movie. It is incredible. The acting in it is uncanny. The cast is amazing. It is a great movie. I really can't say. I'm gonna watch it again. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm gonna watch it again when my wife gets here Wednesday. I think Thursday night we're probably gonna go to the movies and go watch this movie, because I'm gonna get terrified again. This is a movie I'm gonna watch over and over, and hopefully there is an obsession too, because she's created a horror movie icon. She's created, I'm sorry, Nikki is an icon. Don't be surprised if, I hate to say this, and this is not funny, but don't be surprised if people who are obsessed with somebody is the new sexy. Like, I hate to say that. It's not sexy. I've had somebody that's had kind of this weird obsession with me, and it's really terrifying. It didn't get to this level, thank God. That's a whole different story. It was pretty terrifying. I'll give you a snippet. That person, this was years ago. I think I was 17, right before I joined the military, or either I was 16 or 17, and that girl stayed outside of my window for 4 hours in the rain, staring up at my apartment. I can do a whole story time later, another video but I have to detox from this. I can't do it now because I'm gonna think that every sound I hear now is freaking Nikki out there. But anyway, guys, watch this. If you haven't watched it, go watch it. If you watched it, let me know what you thought of it. If you liked it or hate it, I don't know too many people that are gonna hate this. Let me know if there's anything also that you want me to review. I do old movies too. I do movies from the 80s. Jacob's Ladder is one of my other videos that I got some other videos also that I'm doing. Also, Throwback Thursdays. I'm watching the Knight Rider series, the original one, not the reboots or not the remakes or anything like that. I may do the remake. I may do one video on the remake, but because I'm watching Knight Rider now in order. Anyway, guys, that's all I got. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.